Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to bring to you our first premier skincare shop-at-home experience with Dermafirm USA and BDMT Global. I'm Janice Drew. I represent BDMT, which is Business Development and Marketing Transformation. We're the international division of Tribal Vision, and we've partnered with Dermafirm USA, who's introducing the Biotalk home care line for the first time live here with everyone joining us. And we have this unique experience where from 11 to 12 Eastern Time, we will be focused on the science of skin and building your business. So we have many dermatologists, estheticians, and skincare professionals joining us to hear from our experts from Dermafirm. And in the second hour, from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be bringing on our host, Melinda Lee Foster, who's a former HSN on-air host, who will be doing some flash sales and exciting consumer information to be able to show what we have for you at home during this time. And so I would like to introduce at this time, I'm really excited, Paula Park, who's the CEO and founder of Dermafirm USA, to introduce the company and kick us off. Paula?
Hi, I'm Paula Park. I'm very happy to meet you all. Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to introduce Dermafirm through the video we prepared. Here you go.
Anytime, anywhere, clean and bright skin. What is the secret of beauty? Dermafirm found the answer in good health. Dermafirm is the meaning of healthy skin. Our natural products restore and balance your skin's health. Dermafirm's mission is rooted in trust and credibility. Founded in 2002, we have developed our cosmetics using raw materials and superior Japanese and German formulas. Our products are exclusively distributed to skin clinics. Our company is recognized in the industry for our competitiveness and our brand. With testing and ongoing development by professional dermatologists, we have obtained high-quality technology. Dermafirm Incorporated is a company of cosmetic development specialists, not only recognized domestically but globally as well. Constant research and development allows us to produce game-changing products. Dermafirm's formulation lab is both diverse and meticulous. Dermafirm directly develops products using cutting-edge technology and premium raw materials. Using state-of-the-art technology, we aspire to make everyone's skin healthy and clean. Dermafirm is always a step ahead of the global stage of skincare technology. Our products are crafted using superior technology and equipment. BioLine completed from advanced biotechnology. Stem cell line with stem cell infused ingredients. Product lines for skin whitening and acne control. Moisturizing, susceptibility, smoothing line. Special care products with professional functionality. And professional care devices as well. All Dermafirm product lines are guaranteed to produce healthy and beautiful skin and are rooted in our mission and credibility. Dermafirm has captured both domestic and global attention. Dermafirm is aiming for a broader global stage. Dermafirm, developing cosmetic products that your entire family can trust. This is the reason why Dermafirm exists.
Paula for introducing Dermafirm, and at this time we're going to have Robert Park come on, who is our Vice President of Sales and Operations at Dermafirm USA. Robert, can you unmute yourself and introduce the Dermafirm line?
Yep. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's call. One thing I want to mention that directly out of our video is that One of the uniqueness of our we kind of founded on supplying medical professionals. So from the get-go, we formulated. We have our own science lab, and we've been working with dermatologists, medical doctors of South Korea, and supplying their needs. And that's how we started. And eventually, over time, we also formulated consumer products, etc. But one thing I want to mention out of a video is that we also partner with like a Japan firms, technology firms, as well as Germany. There's a third one in France. We have a partnership. K-beauty is becoming pretty popular. There's a lot of global trend going on, and there's a lot of interest from Europe over to Asia. And we formulated this partnership, technology partnership. So I just wanted to kind of add that as an additional comment in case, because this video was kind of recorded several years ago. There are some new updates. One thing I want to mention, as I mentioned, right, we're founded based on supplying medical professionals. As a result, we have a whole spectrum of our products, right? There's a medical grade that we supply in South Korea, but in the United States, we recently came to the United States. In fact, last year, March, we were at the Javi Convention Center in New York. We were aiming to introduce our product to skincare professionals and dermatologists. So we're relatively new. And then one thing I want to stress is that we are founded on three principles, meaning, as you saw, science is the kind of epitome of our three pillars of our strength. And another is that we also incorporate nature. We respect nature. We respect our ancient herbal knowledge. And the third component is that fermentation. Microbiome is pretty much a hot topic for the last several years. And we also respect balance of your skin health, not only through layers of the skin, but also your top, which is a microbiome, bacteria, and we kind of provide, as a result, we also incorporate probiotics in quite a few of our products. So that's the other important point I want to make as an introduction from the get-go. Another thing I want to mention is that because of the COVID-19, we also made a strategy change decision. It was a pretty drastic one. We were formulating a kind of a next generation of anti-aging, brightening, hydration, kind of an all-encompassing type of a formulation, a product called Biotalk 3X. And then again, unfortunately, the COVID-19 hit, and then we had to change our strategy. Instead of like just taking it to the professionals, we decided to bring it directly to the B2C, the consumer market. So today's webinar is all about a product called Biotalk 3X, and then introducing few of our other products. We realized after the COVID-19, we did some market research. A lot of people are stuck at home, even though there's a lot of people who still wants to go out, despite the risk of the infections. But still, there are a lot of people still want, as you know, they're restrained from their own home. They want to get something that's easy, convenient, but yet more effective type of a product. And our answer to that is called Biopuff 3X Serum, wet nano pen device. And in this, we have quite a few ingredients that we put together. Like you guys probably heard about, peptides, which is a part of a nanotechnology that gives you collagen boost, your protein. We also have ceramide and collagen. And there's a third component that we also put it in besides among all other ingredients. It's called astaxanthin. Astaxanthin is a kind of an algae coming from the nature. Think of it as when you eat salmon, all that orangish color that forms by fish. Those are called carotenoids, and largely is responsible by astaxanthin ingredient that kind of gives that boost of the color. But the scientists also learn there's a lot of uh, 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 other benefits to it, such as vitamin C. It's actually 6,000 times stronger. CoQ10, 800 times stronger than CoQ10, and alpha lipoic acid. There's a lot of science paper literature about strength of astaxanthin, and some of you may have heard about taking supplement as an astaxanthin supplement. And there are, not many skincare industry are incorporating. We are one of the few who incorporated astaxanthin ingredient to our Biotalk 3X. And then obviously there's 550 times more stronger than vitamin E. And then there's another interesting property is that when you apply, eat astaxanthin and apply, it also help from the UV ray exposure as well. And then 40 times stronger than beta carotene. These are kind of a highlights. And anyone who wish to read about more details, we have a blog with all the science paper links that's supporting all the highlights here. So we also perform a clinical study of a Biotalk 3X along with the Nano pen. As I mentioned it before, our Biotalk is a kind of a combination of a lot of popular ingredients and technology, put it into one. We also ran a clinical test in Korea. It's a dermatology of a science of a Korea. It's one of the highest authority in Korea. We had double-blinded tests as well. We have a clinical trials and the improvements on the wrinkles. These are all the highlights of the improvements and results that came out of the clinical study. One of the highlight is that moisturization, crow's feet, the wrinkles around your eyes, all that has a tremendous benefit results that's quantified in our clinical studies, and then also the safety test was also done. Everybody's worry about some allergic reactions and whatnot. So as a part of a patch test, we have the patch test results as well. So these are non-invasive. It's not harmful. There's no harmful chemicals. We went through all the safe testing before we introduced this cross-link 3X cross-link ampule or serum to the public. So one of the important technology that we also incorporated in our Biotalk 3X is called liposome. Some of you may be familiar with the liposome. It's a encapsulating technology. It has a both fat and water soluble. So therefore, it basically creates a vesicle, like a bubble. And we patented a certain technology to encapsulate active ingredients. And this tiny vesicle is so small, it's like a 1/3000th of a normal hair's diameter, right? Or 1/100th of your pore size. So it has that natural absorption because it's so tiny, it absorbs your skin. No, originally liposome was delivered, used by pharmaceutical companies to deliver drugs, but later on the skincare industry kind of latched onto this technology to deliver more effective penetration into the skin as a result. And we own one of the patented technologies. So another thing, as I mentioned before, peptide is another, used to be very popular in the United States, it's still popular. And then these are all the areas of a peptide. Peptide is also a nanotechnology. It increases the absorption, penetrations, and it gives a lot of benefits, right? Anti-aging benefits, antioxidant and brightening, anti-cellulites. And then I have all the detailed paper on this. Anyone who's more interested in more details, I could also supply more details on this topic. But these are all the areas of technologies that we as a scientist lab in our R&D lab, we actually make peptide from scratch in our lab. And then we formulate our peptides into our products. And our Biotalk 3X is also incorporated with peptide.
Robert, I want to jump in real quick. So I know we have dermatologists, estheticians here during this hour. Some consumers may have also joined us, and maybe some people who aren't so scientific in their background. Can you explain a little bit more about the peptides and how it's different from other formulations, and just what is a peptide?
Yeah, peptide is a kind of like a amino acid. Anything at the amino acid, and then when amino acid, anything that's larger than two or more in formulations, a chain, is considered as a protein. So as you know, our body is massive with protein. Protein is a very important. It's important for our skin, the wrinkles, and it's very important component. So peptide is a way of formulating certain chains and then delivering effective treatment to boost our, if you want to look supple, So there's a lot of popular anti-aging solutions are formulated with the peptide. There's several types of peptides out there. Some of them probably like tripeptide 3, like for example, there is a acetyl tetrapeptides. Those are pretty popular. I believe there are some popular products that's also in the United States, also incorporated with quite a few of this anti-aging line of the peptide formulations in the product as well. And some
Are
of the
these
peptide,
all ingredients all in Biotalk, or some of them are in Biotalk, some of them are in other products? Like, how do all the product lines work together, or can you mix and match? Tell us a little bit more about.
it's a combination of, so we use multiple combination. We just don't use one particular formulation. Like for example, in our Biotalk lines, for example, we have a tripeptides in it, and also we also use antioxidant and brightening as well together in Biotalk solutions instead of just using just anti-aging. So there is a multiple ingredients that we incorporate. That's because our philosophy is holistic approach. We don't just make anti-aging and call that anti-aging line. Within that anti-aging, we also incorporate brightening as well, some other like hydrations, and also use the nature's extracts. And as I indicated before, we also incorporate probiotics in our Biotalk line because we want our skin's outside microbiome balance to be healthy as well, not just inside. So if you really think about it, our advancement of technology, right? We're at the nanotechnology era. So peptide is a little bit older technology. Yeah, liposome is the older technology, but we are manipulating at the nano level. That's because we want some more penetrations and effectiveness of absorptions. So it's actually, you're gonna see quite often all these peptides are incorporated in quite a lot of our products, lotions,
we have a bunch of questions, Robert. So let's jump into some questions from our audience. So the first one here is, as a beauty influencer, I can tell you that most women's major concerns are eyes, neck, and mouth. How does this help those areas?
So that's a great question because everybody wants to attack. So tackle with the crow's feet, your mouth area and the neck, right? So we as a Dermafirm, we have something called neck cream that we actually focused on the neck area because neck is a little bit more sensitive because of all these veins and whatnot. And but anyway, my point is that we do have highly, kind of tested protocol neck cream that's made by Dermafirm. It's a Dermafirm brand, and Biotalk is another brand within Dermafirm. When you use our Biotalk line, it addresses with the crow's feet and all the issues with the wrinkle in the mouth. And the way we address that is using liposome, which is a delivery mechanism that I mentioned, the peptide, a collagen. Maybe this is probably resonate with the beauty experts. we use collagen 500 Dalton weight. And someone who already knows about Dalton, collagen 500, they would know that that is the most fine level, one of the most fine level. And when you apply to your skin, absorption is more superior than typical collagens out there. So what the combination of all that, right? And then the nature's extract, like astaxanthin is a good example. There's a lot of interest in it. And then fermentation and kind of incorporating all that together, we give the balanced approach to not only the anti-aging, but as well as a brightening, hydrations, lifting, kind of like a holistic approach. And our product, Biotalk, when I personally engaged with estheticians of the United States in New York back in March, I actually invited estheticians to come to our, booth and go through the before and after experience. We got some photos to show a little bit later on, and some people get a result. Everybody's different, right? Depends on the makeup and depends on demographics, age. I understand everybody's a different response rates, but I just want to know that I got a lot of raves reviews from estheticians when I went to the trade show last year. As a result, I also gained some followers of estheticians. And I also give a free consultation with my esthetician who opened up an account with us. And I'm very proud to, work with quite a few industry experts, and they're also kind of incorporating our Biotalk line as a part of their anti-aging regimen. And they also call it brightening regimen because it's kind of all encompassing type of approach. But Biotalk is very popular. It's one of our hero products, but we're focusing on Biotalk 3X. That because we got curbed by, the curveballs were thrown at us because of the COVID-19, we want to figure out how we deliver to the consumers who are stuck at their home and who want something that's effective and easy to use. And that's what this Biotalk 3X is all about.
Absolutely. And I can definitely tell it does brighten the skin. And for the mouth area, I do think it also makes the lips fuller when you use the product. And I like that you have a whole set of products for every condition, almost. And clearly, if there's other conditions, we want consumers to consult with their dermatologist, with their esthetician, with any underlying medical conditions, or to confirm to make sure they can use different products. So it's a partnership with the business as well as with the consumer. So we do have a whole bunch of other questions. So I'm gonna go through them as well. So there's one person who's concerned about the promotion of hair growth and wondering if the serum has that, or does the Biotalk have peptides that promote hair growth?
Yeah, the hair growth we do have a hair kind of promoting product called Perfect Hair Solution. And we're not really talking about that product on this call, but it's tied to our peptide technology. There's a copper peptide is known to stimulate hair growth. And it's actually, we only have a one hair growth product, hair promoting product. If you're interested, there's a lot of literature. We even have a clinical trial we performed. Because this question was thrown at me, we did a clinical trial in UK as well as in South Korea for that particular product that has to do with the hair.
Yes.
Another thing, remember, this is just a quick addendum to what I said. I know that I said today's call is all about Biotalk 3X, but all the participants probably already aware we have a device called NanoPen, maybe NanoPen. So that NanoPen creates microchanneling, and other person influencer who mentioned about what do you do with all these wrinkles in the mouth. So yeah, using that device will boost not only the absorption, but treating all those wrinkle areas as well. So we also, that's why we kind of married our solution Serum with the device together and giving that professional touch at home. So that's the idea behind the 3X kit.
Yes, that was a perfect explanation. I think you also addressed, there's a further question about how does this penetrate with collagen, since the question is, does it have to be ingested for true absorption, or, how does that work to penetrate the skin?
Yep, so this NanoPen has something called the chip. right? If you look at what the microscopic level, there is it's kind of like we call it chip. It's a silicone chip, but it has a little bit of a tiny needles in it at the nano level. And when you apply with our serum and apply it, it creates microchanneling, and absorption goes up in our clinical trial up to 436%. And then our serum also has something called cross-link hyaluronic acid that's typically used as a filler, which is also incorporated into Biotalk 3X. That's what this 3X means. There's a three huge item that's really requires a rave review or incorporated together. So if you apply to your lip, use with the device, not only that it helps you to supple, but it kind of helps to increase the volume of your lips. So it's just more than just anti-aging, right? It also does the volume. I know that lots of estheticians out there, quite a few, daring esthetician who does something called hyaluronic pen, which is a pressure injection into the lips to increase the volume. But our solution is just built into it. You could actually apply slowly, gradually, and non-invasively. And that's because we have a filler grade as a part of this ingredient in our product.
Yeah, I know that it's fascinating with the micro and the nano aspect of how small this goes, and the fraction of a hair's, I know there's a super tiny to get into the skin. I know we were talking a little bit about skin brightening as well, and there was a question about how that works in the Biotalk products, and is it clinically proven? I know you shared some of the clinical studies, so can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the brightening is one of the most, I guess, talk about topic. Like post hyperpigmentation is one of the most talk about topic. And one thing I would like to share is that it's not easy to deal with the brightening, especially like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. By the way, my disclaimer is this: if you have any like severe skin condition that requires dermatologist attentions, you definitely have to go see dermatologist. What I'm talking about today is limited to cosmetic world, where professional esthetician, like up to professional grade. So I just want to delineate myself. Whatever I said today does not really impede or touch any drug related or any doctor prescription related whatsoever. So when it comes to hyperpigmentation, it's one of the most toughest one to treat. But one of the most important thing when it comes to brightening is that you need to protect yourself from sun's UV rays first. So sunblock cream, etc. And then second thing you want to look for is what kind of a brightening ingredient is in the skincare product. Not all brightening ingredients are created equal. I mean, you guys probably heard about retinol is another popular one, right? It's not only good for, they said, it's not only good for anti-aging, it's also good for brightening. Yes, retinol is a great product. There are niacinamides, and there's a lot of over the counter versus like retinol. If the strength is too strong, you need to get your doctor's prescriptions in that case. But we as a Dermafirm, we have patented brightening technology that we are certified with. And we incorporate those brightening ingredients in all of our products. And it goes into quite a lot of detail with our product because we've done some comparison testing. I do have a scientific paper, a clinical trial paper on brightening and its effectiveness compared to some other brightening ingredients, for example. So those could be also shared if anyone who's interested. But we do have a unique brightening ingredients in our products that's coming from peptide technology.
Yeah, I think brightening is something that people really care about. Another thing is wrinkles. And I know I'm starting to see the laugh lines and the wrinkles in the forehead. Our beauty influencer had a question from one of her fans that she wanted to ask in terms of, are there studies that actually show reversal of aging or just stopping aging? Like talk a little bit more about the anti-aging process.
Well, first of all, we can't really stop aging, right? So the best thing we could do is you want to age gracefully. If you don't do anything about it, you're not going to age gracefully, right? There's a lot of analogy I could give it to you is that there's a study done by of several truck drivers who's been driving, and then because their left of their face is always exposed to the sun, and when they actually tested their left side wrinkled like anywhere from 10 years to 15 years faster than the right side that's not exposed to the sun. That's a one great example, right? So there's a photo aging issue, there's an environmental aging issue, there's a diet issue. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but you need to. My claim is this: if you, there are two types of people in the world. There, those who take care of themselves, right? Those who really take care of their skin, age well, and those who don't, they don't age well, right? So our product is here, and we use the most advanced science that we could think of. We even partner with various partners, and then we always stay ahead of the, ahead of the curve. We try to stay ahead of the curve because we as a company have all the lab and formulations, and so we could move quickly with our products with the after the clinical trial, and then we try to aid and help and reduce the aging, slow down the aging. That's the best claim I could make.
Is there a certain age where so you'd recommend someone start using the 3X or other products? I know some people will use skincare products for the whole family. What are kind of the age ranges for different products?
Yeah, I once asked experts on that, right? So I asked dermatologists and certain scientists, and it varies a little bit, but the sooner that you take care of your skin, you're gonna age well, right? But the cutoff line is somewhere between 25, about 25 and up. I don't want to go too specific, but those are the kind of a general recommendation, not only from some experts, certain dermatologists, etc.
I know when you're younger, there may be acne or sensitive skin issues. How do you address that? Do you have other products that are better for the younger skin?
Absolutely. So the people who are having breakouts, whether it's through the stress, diet, or hormonal imbalances. But anyway, we see a lot of younger generations suffering from acne, and we have a dedicated line for the acne line. We did introduce acne line in the US market as well. I don't think that's actually on part of our presentation again, just like a hair product, but we have a great acne product that once people start to use, they fall in love with it. And we get a lot of great reviews on the acne line as well.
Yeah, and if someone has scars, can they use the product on those?
So
or any other?
Yeah, so if you have an active acne, right? Let's say you're above age 25 or let's say 30 and have an active acne. I wouldn't recommend using Biotalk 3X right away. You should take care of your active acne first. And once your acne is calmed down, and then you could think about like brightening treatments along with the Biotalk 3X is a great one to be utilized on top of it. And there are people, in fact, we haven't really done a clinical study, but based on because this Biotalk 3X is relatively new, right? So we just launched in South Korea. Now we're launching it in the United States. The launch in South Korea was just a few months back. So, but we are getting a lot of feedback, a lot of rave reviews. There are people who are suffering from acne scar. I wouldn't say severe scar, but they use our Biotalk 3X for 2 months. And then they send us a before and after photo. The acne scar got faded away up to the point when you take a photo, you could only see it at the close up. So that's a one case. I cannot really say that is the case, but one thing I could say for sure is that it does help with the acne scars that's light, reasonable, but anything that's severe scar, that definitely you have to go see your dermatologist. Like you need a dermabrasions, right? But
yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I had a little bit of acne scars on the side of my face here, and using the Nano pen has kind of made it smoother. So personal testimonial that I do think it works a bit on that kind of that scarring very light for me, but it definitely helped a bit. There is another question from a fan, and the question is, as a 32-year-old that gets told I'm way older all the time, I've tried everything to get rid of crow's feet and wrinkles. With all these, all this ingredients that's 800 times more or whatever it is, is this something that is better than other things I've tried? And then there's also another question that I think is similar, like how does this product compare to Botox?
So that's a great question. 32 is actually a young age. So if you're suffering from crow's feet, wrinkles, I'm not going to claim that our product is the best out there. There are a lot of great products out there, but one thing I could claim is that our approach to the wrinkle solution is unique, and not many company. I don't think there isn't any other company who does our approach. So in that sense, we're unique, and then we're getting a lot of feedbacks from the customers out there with effectiveness, a lot of positive feedbacks. So we're very excited about it, this product. So when you use our product consistently based on the directions, you would probably know the result. Some people know the result right away, like the next day. I've seen people in a trade show who get the result like on the spot too, right? Or some people takes like weeks. And that's because the variables are age, demographics, and depends on the skin turnaround, right? Younger you are, it only takes like a 14 or 15 days to do a complete skin turnaround for teenagers. But if you're over like 50 or 60s, then skin turnover takes 3 months. So imagine that within the layer of your skin, let's say you have some dark spots, hyperpigmentations, and if you start treating it, the older you are, it's going to take a longer to take care of hyperpigmentation issue. And then you need to also protect yourself from like UV rays, the famous one, both UVA, UVB, both spectrum of the photo aging, and then your persistence of following the regimens to get the benefits, right? So you do get the benefit as long as you follow the directions. And then I'm not going to claim we're the best out there, but we are very unique out there.
Yeah, and everyone's different, right? So there's the beauty influencers who have beautiful skin, and some people ask, my skin, I'm not like this person. We're hanging with Haley or our upcoming Melinda Foster. So consistency in results, are you seeing, across different types of skin types? What's the feedback you're getting across the general population?
Yeah, in general population, the one thing that I usually say is that, if you're active acne, take care of that first, right? There's a steps of treatment, whatever you do. If you have a very sensitive skin, for example, even the Nano pen, the device that we're coupling with this product, could be sensitive. Some people may get redness from it, right? So it depends on your skin type. So in that case, what we typically recommend is that apply the serum first for several days to a week, and make sure that you restore your skin's health. And also having a good, healthy diet also helps too. So you want to kind of restore your skin's health first before if you start using the NanoPen device and creating the microchanneling, and use it once a week for sensitive skin type. And then if you're non-sensitive, you could probably use a couple times a week, because using this device also exfoliates your skin as well. So as you're probably, you already know by now, dermatologists don't recommend exfoliation every day, right? Maybe once a week or twice a week. Similarly, using our Biotalk with the NanoPen device, we, at least from our company perspective, we recommend consumer to use the device once a week, and then apply the serum morning and night. It comes with a 15 ml bottle. If you apply it morning and night, entire face, it should last you at least 2 weeks per one bottle.
Yeah, so as we were talking about the peptides, I think there's some questions about whether the Biotalk has probiotics in it, and how that affects the microbiome, or everyone's has different microbiomes, like what kind of probiotics might you have? Could you talk a little bit about the probiotics, microbiome? I think there's a set of questions that are around that, like the ingredients again.
Yeah, our probiotic is a strain of probiotic called Lactobacillus, which is a pretty popular one out there. There's a lot of science paper on it. And then based on the, if you're interested, you guys already know the microbiota, right? Our gut bacteria has what, about 50 trillion bacteria, right? And germs, combination of all that. And our skin layer, the scientists are estimating, at least what I'm hearing, is about 1,000, right? And then this lactobacillus, when you apply, you're actually promoting good bacteria to culture in your skin in terms of creating this protection layer to your skin. And a lot of skincare professionals kind of overlook. They would just go directly into epidermis and dermal layer and try to figure out the skin layer. But adding that additional probiotic into your skin creates that skin. It's not, the acid mantle is a natural formation of our skin, first layer of a defense. And if you really help with the lactobacillus, our tests show that increase on the protection of acid mantle and additional film in your skin. So that's what it is, and it's incorporated into our Biotalk line. Like for example, in our Biotalk 3X, as well as Biotalk comes with several components, right? There is a serum piece, and then we have something called expert lifting cream piece that really gives you soothing and additional lifting. We also have all the probiotics in those products as well.
Yeah, and so as we're talking about 3X, do you need the pen for the Biotalk to work? Can it work by itself? Here's another question that just popped in too. Like, can you use it daily, or should you not be using it daily? Does it depend on the person? A couple questions there about using 3X. So,
yeah, the daily definition, right? So if you're just talking about the serum, yes, you could use it on a daily basis, morning and night. And then if you see the result over time, okay, let me answer the device component. Device component, as I said before, right? That's not something you can use on a daily basis. We're recommending it at least once a week. I mean, once a week, but there are people who may use twice a week. These are normal skin type who wants to kind of exfoliate at least twice a week and give additional boost. But typical recommendation of using the device is once a week. But serum, yes, you could use it on a daily basis. And then the question is, if you achieve the level of your, let's say you were working on the anti-wrinkle, right? And then after a month into it and you feel good about your results, then you could kind of reduce the regimen to like maybe once or every other days. But in the beginning, my recommendation definitely is use twice a day and focus on the treatment on a consistent basis until you reach your goal. And then start to change to the maintenance mode.
So I'm really excited to bring on a surprise guest right now. Melinda Lee Foster is coming on from 12 noon to 1 p.m., but I want her to pop in. We'll come back to the before-after slide, but let's have Melinda jump in and talk about this really exciting offer. Melinda?
So thanks so much, and I'm excited for everybody that's out there because you're really getting a view of something that most people don't know anything about. You've learned a lot in the last 45 minutes, and then hopefully in the next hour you'll stay with us and learn really specifically about the products, how they're configured, and how you can take advantage of some great offers that we have. So let's start with our Biotalk Starter Kit. This is where the average consumer is going to start with the 3X Starter Kit package, and it's including 2 of the ampules. They call them ampules. They're the little small jars that have our 3X. I call it our secret sauce. And we'll go into all the different ingredients. I'm sure Robert's covered those already with you. But then you're also going to get an expert lifting cream, which is also a healing cream after you use your Nano pen. You're going to get a box of the Nano chips. There are 5 pieces in there, so that's a good month and a half worth of use. And the Biotalk Nano Pen Pro. So this is what's going to create those, I call them micro channels, that allow the product to go into your skin to really do its thing. So we've got a very special offer. We're offering it at 20% off during the next hour. And you're also going to get a free ampule. And this is like getting gold for free, liquid gold for free. I love this part. So we're going to do a little demonstration. We're going to, talk some more about each of the products. We're going to ask more questions of Robert, because he's the brilliant one about the science and why the science is actually making this product different than any other I've ever seen on the market before. And Robert's being very humble. He says it may not be the best on the market. I'm telling you, I think it is. So I look forward to seeing you back with me at noon.
Linda. So let's go back up to the before after slide a bit to talk just a little bit more about that, and then we'll wrap up with a couple questions, Robert, and then for the last 10 minutes of this hour, Michelle and I will talk a little bit about building your business during COVID too. So I want to give us some time to talk about that. So let's before we jump into that, Robert, why don't you share a little bit about these before and after photos and kind of what people are experiencing with Dermafirm and Biotalk?
Sure. So these are the photos who use the Biotalk. If you look at from the left side, you could remember I told you that our Biotalk, although we call it anti-aging, it also has a brightening effect on it. So you could see this lady. She's actually a 68-year-old lady who went through the treatment, and we captured the before and after photo. And you could see some crow's feet improvement, as well as her bright toning. And the right is a 45-year-old male who has a crow's feet issue. And look, you could see the before and after photos of Biotalk. So, we got various photos that we get. There are people who get this. Remember, I told you, like, some people will notice the results, like, really, like, short amount of time, like literally next day, sometimes on the spot. After the treatment, but some people may take, like several days to week. Older you are, it's going to take a little longer. And then also depends on the individual's makeup, like what kind of health state you're in. There's a lot of variable going on. But one thing I could tell you is that it delivers the results with our Biotalk line.
And if someone has a lot of other skincare routines, can it be used with other products? I think you talked a little bit about this as well, but.
Yeah, so the things that you need to consider is that, there are certain, like, for example, if you use exfoliation product, right? Like AHA, for example, and then you apply vitamin C afterwards. That's actually no, because it actually creates a conflict. It actually burns your skin, etc. There's a layering cautions out there, but I have to know what kind of product you guys use to give more detailed questions. But there are some layering gotchas that you have to watch out for. But our product, the Biotalk itself, is designed such a way that there isn't any layer conflict that you're going to find. As long as when you do exfoliation, make sure you give yourself at least like 15 minutes, and then just in case, and then go into the treatment. If you use our, Dermafirm and Biotalk products, there isn't any the conflicting ingredients, because we carefully formulated our lines to encompass all your protocols. It's just that I need to understand what kind of ingredients, what kind of products you're going to be using, and then potentially, only thing I worry about at this point is the exfoliator that comes to my mind.
Yeah, two more quick specific questions. One is whether Biotalk has SPF, and the other is why do you suggest refrigerating 3x?
So Biotalk does not have SPF, but here's an interesting study. Astaxanthin itself helps protection from the sun. So there's a science paper on that particular part. So when you apply it, so technically based on the science and clinical study, it kind of gives SPF of a 35 plus type of an effect. And it is a science journal, science claim but it has not used readily, but there is a scientific paper on it. So when you apply Biotalk and our product, we still recommend you to apply sunblock cream before you head out under the sun.
Thank you, Robert. Well, I think we're going to move on to talking about business in a box, or what dermatologists can do to work with Dermafirm and Biotalk. And so I'm going to introduce Michelle at this time to talk a little bit about this. Michelle? Michelle also does the PR for BDMT Global and Dermafirm. So Michelle, take it away.
Thank you, Janice. It's so great to join you all today. We have been working very hard on pivoting to business from B2B to help those of you with D2C, with direct, not only direct to consumer, but you to your patients and to your clients. And we have been planning this for a while and trying to figure out what can help, because we know what's happening. We feel your pain. It's hurting a lot of businesses, and that's with what's been happening with COVID-19, businesses opening, businesses closing, on and off, depending on what state you live in. And then your patients or clients then ending up on wait lists, or perhaps starting to try to do things on their own at home, and it takes a while for them to get back. So we have assembled some ideas for you that will help you in keeping the lines of communications open with the people that you serve, and also ways that will continue to help you into the future if you would like to use some of them. And as Janice said, it's kind of our business marketing in a box for you. So if you do business with us, Dermafirm, you would be getting a toolkit basically that would have all sorts of things in it, such as Robert's articles that you could post on your own websites, use in your own newsletters. We would be giving you some social media posts continually that would be for updating on your website, things that have to do with skincare and the healthy skincare movement, which you can be part of with your own movement. And if you stay tuned for our next hour, we'll be telling you more about that. We would also have some press releases for you that you could use. Here's one here. There's an example where you could use this with a Dermafirm in conjunction with us, and for yourself and in your area. You would put in your own company name, as well as a quote from you and quotes from us, but you could fill in your name on the quotes. And we would also ensure that you have calendar listings if you want to send it into your local news, so people would join events like this or other events that you put together. The event that we're about to have at noon is an example of what you can do as well with your patients. We can do them with you. And we look forward to if you can stay with us at noon, or we can speak with you after about it. Janice?
Yes, absolutely. That was a great summary of all the tools, resources, knowledges that we'll be sharing with dermatologists and estheticians, skincare professionals who are able to register on the Dermafirm website and become part of the network. And also we have our Biotalk Brand Advisory Council, who were early adopters of the Biotalk product at home in the US. So we'll be inviting you to apply to join our Biotalk Brand Advisory Council as well. One of the exciting things with Dermafirm USA and BDMT Global is that we both also really are inspired by the healthy skincare movement. And as part of this event, we are promoting healthy skin and also women in STEM. We have Paula as our leader here in the US. Susie M will be talking shortly as well from BDMT Global. So female woman leaders are another aspect that we really support. And we'll be pleased to also announce in the second hour the winner of the Biotalk Beautiful Minds Micro Grant, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next hour as well. And we'll be announcing our finalists from all the applicants and the winners, the winner of the $2,500 micro grant to help get your idea off the ground and to really support the growth of entrepreneurship and businesses led by women here in the US. And so thank you, Robert and Michelle, for providing these ideas and sharing the concepts that we are using to help skincare professionals build their business during COVID-19. At this time, I'd like to introduce Susie M., who's the managing partner.
Janice,
yes? Oh,
sorry,
yep.
I forgot to answer important question, what the previous question that has to do with refrigeration of the product of 3X. I think that's an important question to kind of answer. So I thought I answered that question if you don't mind.
Yeah. Answer the question real quick, and then we'll introduce Susie. That's great.
Yep.
Thanks,
So the
Robert.
reason why you want to refrigerate is that our Biotalk 3X has a natural botanical ingredients in it. Astaxanthin is actually the big one. And if astaxanthin is exposed, similar to vitamin C, right? You want to put that in a dark space, dark place, as well as, reasonable heat, like a room temperature or lower. Same thing with astaxanthin. If you refrigerate it as soon as you receive it, you're going to prolong the shelf life, as well as the shelf life. If you put it in there, it's going to last for years, like a 2 to 3 years, 2 years or more. But if you expose it in a high heat, it does go through the chemical change at the astaxanthin level. That's the reason why one of them. The second is that you're going to extend the potency of the ingredient of all the nature's extract. So that's my answer to that question.
Great. Thank you, Robert. So as I was saying, thank you again, Robert, for sharing. And you'll be coming on from 12 to 1 with Melinda as well to talk more and answer additional questions for the consumers. And we will set up additional meetings with dermatologists and with the professionals to tell you more about the details about how Robert can help you as you sign on as a professional working with Dermafirm USA. And so Susie Im is the managing partner of Business Development and Marketing Transformation Global, or BDMT Global. And she will say a few words about our unique partnership that we've built with Dermafirm USA to launch Biotalk in the US, before we introduce Melinda Lee Foster as the host of our premier shop at home experience. With decades of experience helping generate powerful global business operations for clients worldwide, Susie Im often serves as a virtual CMO or Chief Business Development Officer for international companies. Susie's work has been featured in places like Fortune Magazine, Digital Times, and E-Times. And so Susie, let's go to the slide showing all our exciting news, and please share what you have for with Dermafirm and Biotalk with our guests.
Thank you, Janice.
Great.
Welcome to our live shop at home experience for consumers and industry experts like yourself that we put together for Dermafirm USA today. During COVID-19, as you know, many companies have had to change their approaches to expansion, and BDMT Global is a strategic partner for helping international companies launch into the US market and beyond. As Dennis just mentioned, by combining business development, which is a very critical component of international business, and marketing transformation, BDMT Global works with the companies to infuse consumer education and community advocacy with a larger movement, creating an emotional connection between the brand and the local audiences. This virtual event program is one example how we help introduce innovative products and services to new markets. We support businesses that need to grow while meeting consumer demands that are constantly shifting. So for the new Biotalk Home Care line by Dermafirm USA, we have created a Biotalk Brand Advisory Council that James just mentioned to engage influencers like yourself and skincare advocates, as well as built a plan around e-commerce, digital outreach, and remote engagement.